Hi! Yeah, I'm doing it. Finally making a video about absolutely one of the worst things that has ever been put on a PlayStation disc. We're looking at Animal Soccer World. Yep, I'm back looking at yet another Dingo Pictures feature. Sorry, if I'm going down, I'm taking you lot with me. Now, I've already done videos about a couple of Dingo Pictures' delightfully shit films, and I won't go into too much detail about the company because I did cover them in those scripts. All you need to know is it was an animation company founded by a professional musician, Ludwig Ickert, and the writer, Roswitha Haas. Probably pronounced both of those names wrong, I am so sorry. Rest in peace, both of them, and thank you for giving us the joy that is the Dingo Pictures mockbuster. Films made to either capitalise on the release of a big budget cartoon of the time, or simply ripping off films from Disney's back catalogue. Oh boy, there is a lot of these films. All of them were made using deluxe paint on an Amiga, and all of them are bad. Some of them are bad in a good way, some of them are bad in a just god-awful please make it stop my eyes and ears are bleeding way. Let me quickly give you an example. Their first full mockbuster, Aladdin, that is with just the one D, is soul-shatteringly awful. It's unusual in the Dingo Pictures catalogue because it actually uses, not very good, voice actors for the English version, rather than who I think was Ludwig Ickert and either Roswitha Haas or one of Dingo's animators stumbling through voicing the script. I have been trying to work out who exactly does most of the voicing in the English versions, and I used to be pretty confident it was one of those guys, but now I really don't know. Anyway, for the majority of the English dubs of these titles, corners were cut by not bothering to hire someone who, can actually act. Aladdin employed some really bored-sounding kids who sound like they're on the tail end of a sugar crash and have started fighting with their siblings over who has to use the Mad Catz controller.
Once a Martian. That is what I want to be. Can you image India, China? Hey, look!
The adult actors aren't much better.
Much shining fruit as you like. As long as you hold the lamp, they're yours.
The editing is appalling, especially the voice syncing. The script is so bad it could have been written by a voice-to-text program listening in on a conversation between two drunks. And it has songs. Oh god, it has songs. Please no. But worst of all is the backing music. Listen to this. These two bars are repeated all the way through the film, which lasts more than an hour, by the way. More than an hour. It never stops, and that includes when other backing musics are played over it. After 20 minutes of it, you'll be close to stabbing out your own eardrums. By the end of the film, you're stalking around the country just to find musical instruments so you can burn them. But there are Dingo Pictures films that are so bad they are good, in a way that means I can write a script about them without losing my mind. One example might be the infamous Dinosaur Adventure. If you guys really want me to do a video about that one so you don't have to go through the trauma of watching it yourself, let me know in the comments and I'll maybe think about it maybe. But today we're looking at Dingo Pictures' most infamous title, arguably. I'm scared, but I'm kind of excited. It's like being on a date with an especially sexy killer whale. Context for those of you who haven't seen mine or any considerably more popular YouTubers' content on Dingo, the films were distributed originally on VHS and then I think later on DVD, but I came to know of them through the video games. Now the video games are literally just the film on a PlayStation disc with some really low quality games tacked on, like painting or puzzle. Said games will feature screenshots from the actual films. Dingo didn't make the games, so we can't blame them for that. So these budget titles were distributed by Midas Entertainment, which then became Phoenix Games, an absolutely legendary budget title publisher responsible for some of the most god-awful games ever put to any console. I'm actually a big fan of them as a publisher because they are really consistent in being complete and utter crap. Look at this one that I've got of theirs. Look, Krabby Adventure. Look at him, he's having such a nice I can't get over how hilarious this cover art is. Not unusually, Midas/Phoenix really wrung the value out of their Dingo Pictures purchases by putting the same titles on PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, and probably the Wii, even though this one does seem to be very rare. Animal Soccer World was called Animal Football on the PlayStation 1, Animal Soccer World on the PlayStation 2. Both use two slightly different cropped versions of the same cover art. On the PlayStation 1 version, you've got this leopard who looks like he's just discovered that he has a penis, which can be a shock, honestly. It took me days to recover when I discovered mine, and finding that out in the middle of a football match, that is not the time or the place. It's cute how lions are often depicted with crowns, like being a king literally just means being able to kill and eat everyone else while contributing absolutely nothing to society. As a British person, I can confirm that that does check out. What's going on here with this bear and pig? It looks a bit rude, but the words are in the way. Let's see if the PlayStation 2 cover shows me that I'm just being filthy-minded. Yeah, those two are f***ing. Did the graphic designer arranging this cover art not see the pig being delightedly buggered down at the bottom there? No wonder the goose, or whatever it is blowing the whistle. I don't know much about football, but I do know that getting frisky with your teammates is not part of the offside rule. Look at this rhino here just watching. Absolute creeper. Get your head in the game, lads, not in each other. This is technically a mockbuster. It's not really based on an entire film, but part of one. Specifically, the football sequence from Disney's Bed Knobs and Broomsticks. There are a couple of tiny aspects plucked right from that sequence that I'll mention as they come along, but don't let that make you think there was any effort put into this film whatsoever. The entire thing is 30 minutes long. Don't worry, I'm shaving it down for you to the bits that matter, like pulling the orange bit out of a Jaffa cake. Jaffa cakes are absolutely grim and so is the orange bit, but it's the least grim bit, so it works as a metaphor. We're going to see a lot of reused assets in this film that you will have seen in other Dingo Pictures films. And I mean everything. The music, the backgrounds, the characters. It's sheer laziness and it's impressive. It's not unusual to be watching a Dingo Pictures animation and think you've accidentally started watching another one. A lot of the characters will look like they've wandered in from another film, because they literally have. Like this dog here, named Crummel. He's from, loads of other Dingo Pictures cartoons, and I can't be bothered to work out which one he was in first. And his friend Yovi, who I think first showed up in the Lion King ripoff, but again can't be bothered to find that out. My brain is full enough of useless information, thank you very much. Now, like I said earlier, the English dubs of these films more often than not are voiced by who I thought were the founders of Dingo Pictures themselves, usually quite terribly. Animal Soccer World is unusual off the bat because it's voiced by an actor from, I think one of the other localizations that they did? In any case, the entire English version is only voiced by this one dude, and let me tell you, it's very obvious the whole script was read by him in one take, probably while the cartoon was being played to him at the same time. Settle down, lads, lasses, and others, because this is going to be a bad one. I'm not going to be drinking any Bishop's Pronk while I do this video, because I'm concerned that my liver will pack its bags and leave, so do drink one for me.
Long time no see.
So first up, there's a huge problem, the sound mixing. That music was way louder than the speaking. This is going to be a problem all the way through. Lots of pulling the soundbar up and down to save your ears from bursting. Also, hear that sort of dramatic drum beat?
What are you doing today?
Get used to that, it's going to be in the background all the way through at all times, including when other music is being played over it. So a dog and a lion, who are friends somehow, are bored and go into town to visit Harry to see if anything's going on. Look at the way they walk, ugh. Did the animators understand how knees work? Random shot of two lions who just sort of sit there for no reason, cool. Random shot of a goat, nice. The nose on the baby lion really upsets me, but I'm trying not to think too hard about what happened to this poor kid to make it look like that. So in a town which seems to have no humans, they find Harry. Harry is an absolute hellish abomination which has been forsaken by God. Now, as a connoisseur of Dingo Pictures' work, I can tell you confidently that this is one of the most horrific characters they've ever come up with. This is essentially a human man with a crow's head. Like, some poor guy grew a massive crow's beak because of some witch's curse or something, and then decided, oh, well, I may as well lean into it, and put on a detective coat. And he has hands as well, still. A crow with hands. You can see how creepy that is, right? Right?
Ladies and gentlemen, did you see it? Of course you didn't see it, because you can only hear me.
Was that supposed to be funny? Was that, like, in earnest supposed to be a joke? Wow, I can write better jokes than that.
Did you see it? Of course you didn't see it, because you can only hear me.
Get off the stage!
Okay, listen
Conversely,
carefully.
the most horrifying character Dingo ever put to film is this human pig thing that left a pig farm and grew a moustache and fingers. That came from a film called Janice the Little Pig, which I am not mentally strong enough to review. The horror crow has a job as a reporter, and he complains there's nothing going on to report on. This cockerel is upset because there's nowhere for him to sing. This bear wanders past upset because he can't sell his candy at any place because nothing's happening, you know, because bears are known for starting up sweet-selling businesses. What an idiot as well, he's really stupid.
Sell my candy somewhere?
There is no party.
Oh.
Ah!
I told you, there's something happening. Wait, I am coming.
I have massively turned this down in post for you, because this frigging goose turns up and is loud. If you've ever watched this film wearing headphones, hello there, how is the afterlife? Which religion was right? Let me know. Also, I'm sorry to hear that you were killed when your brain exploded after an unexpected oral assault from a pharmaceutical-wielding bird. This isn't the only time this happens. The reason is that for this English version translation, they've used the voice acting from the German language version. That's why the goat and this goose sound like a female voice when making their noises. Now this blows my mind. Why would you keep in the e-or sound made by the actor from the original German version rather than just get the guy voicing this one to make those sounds? Was he not capable of making a sound like an ambulance? And the fact they didn't even bother turning down the mix on her voice is offensive laziness. After that, you will watch the rest of the film on edge, just in case you need to friggin' fling your headphones off. I now have anxiety and tinnitus. I have double anxiety because I already had anxiety. The goose, who is called Greta, by the way, is running to break up a fight between these idiots, a big dog and a panther. They're fighting over a ball that they found. Look at this absolutely peak animation.
Why can't you be nice to each other?
That is no fun.
That's right.
He's got a point. So what you can glean from this conversation, which you really have to strain to hear over that stressful police chase music, the young animals have the idea to have a football match and I suppose work out who is the true owner of the ball.
Yeah, that sounds great. The game of the year. The Wild Dogs against the Jungle Kings.
The reporter abomination is happy now because he has something to report on. The nurse goose is happy because people are going to get hurt. Not even joking, listen, she's absolutely stoked for some severe pain.
As far as I know, people always get hurt.
That's great. I will get my emergency kit right away.
Now on to subplot 1. Crummel and Jovi are upset because they can't play on the same team, being a dog and a lion. Oh, I wonder where that's gonna go. There are a lot of subplots in this. Good luck following them all, honestly. So our abomination gets a pelican and a cat in boots to distribute flyers for the game, and then we're on to subplot 2. These vultures take the piss out of Mr. Abomination for wanting to be a sportscaster.
What he can do, we can do too. Much better.
We will see.
Ooh, shots fired. As always with Dingo Pictures cartoons, you've got lots of shots of animals just moving from one side of the screen to the other. We don't need to see this. I am so bored. Yeah, I get it, the pelican is flying. Look at all these different animals in the same biome. Where are we? One of those places is a farm. You know, the farm next to the jungle, with the deserted city and the bear that sells candy. Enter subplot 3. A group of musicians who are at the farm for some reason need to agree on what to play at the football match. So the Vanta Black dog gathers all the dogs together and they have a boring conversation about who is going to play which part in the football match. Enter subplot 4. Crummel is told he can't play because he's too small, even though this little Dalmatian gets to play. Now that's bullshit. Why can't Crummel play?
Joey's father is ahead of the lines. Joey's father is ahead of the lines. That is something quite different.
Well, I didn't get that, maybe you did. Now that subplot progresses right away, which is nice. When trying to find a goalkeeper, they get this idiot bulldog in called Butcher, but he refuses, after a load of more pointless conversation, until they let Crummel play. And then a little later, the wild dogs agree to let him play on reserve. Wow, I am invested in all 476 of these subplots in a film about animals friggin' kicking a ball around. There's another boring conversation about the Jungle Kings deciding who will play what, and that's not worth listening to. Look at this dog. Look at this idiot dog walking on his hind legs and wearing shorts. What a joke. What is this? Why is he the only one dressed? There is so much pointless discourse in them training for the football match. I can't express how bad the script is. To be fair to the voice actor, he did not have anything good to work with. So the goat, for some reason, is able to sew. He's going to make the jerseys. So now enter subplot 5. A pig comes along and secretly asks the goat to make something for her. Oh, what's happening now? I am so invested. So invested. I can hardly manage how invested I am. Hey, remember I mentioned that horrendous pig from a different film at the start? Well, he randomly shows up for a few seconds in this film too. When all the animals gather together for a match, there he is, the pig, walking on hind legs. And he's got fingers. He's got fingers. Get a girl who looks at you like this pig looks at a bipedal fingered pig boy. I hope that's not the father of her piglets. I don't even want to think about them f***ing. Oh wait, never mind, I already did. Yeah, great, cheers. Yeah. McJungle. That's so lazy. That's really funny because it's shit.
Oh no, that was just what we're missing. A group of hooligans.
Alright, look, I promise that what is about to happen will make up for all of this bullshit. I swear, the characters that are about to show up after this 20-odd minute slog are the best that Dingo ever put on the screen. I think actually they might be the best characters ever put in a film for children ever. And I'm not just saying that because I've taken a lot of drugs.
Oh no, that was just what we're missing. A group of hooligans. Hey, you! How do we get to the area where the fans of the wild dogs are standing? Why wild dogs? I thought we were for the Jungle Kings.
Oh, did you die already? This is awkward. You're not supposed to be here.
Dear God, I doubted you existed before, but then you blessed me with the true delight that is the S&M geese on Animal Soccer World. You gave me a shard of pure miraculous joy within a cesspool of bollocks. Thank you.
You're welcome? That was weird. I can't. I could spend an entire script talking about these guys. Remember, again, this is a children's cartoon for children. Very young children. And here are some geese who have shown up looking like it's kicking out time at Club Antichrist. Look at the female presenting ones. They have spikes on their nipples. I cannot express to you how much I love that. Fuck the patriarchy. You want to overly sexualize lumps of fat that females did not ask to have and then shame them for having them? Sexualize this, you bitch. I will have your absolute eye out. These ladies are feminist icons and I will hear nothing bad said about them. Look at this guy in the back. He's so committed to this look. He has 3 spiky chokers on. 3! Also, I would honestly, unironically wear that giant bone this woman is wearing as an earring. I'm absolutely certain that that is the tibula of one of her exes. I'm really loving that vibe. The thing with reviewing terrible games and films like this is that on the rare chance something awesome shows up, it becomes 10 times more awesome because of all of the rest of the bobbins. I honestly will print out this screenshot and put it on my wall because it reminds me that even in the darkest place, there can be joy. And in this case, in one of the worst cartoons ever made, there exists a group of S&M geese who will probably whip you, you one by one, and then take you for a beer and maybe show you their vinyl record collection. Absolute
peak night out. I would love for someone to do that to me. In fact, are these guys around? Are they free on Friday? Does anyone know? Can someone get me in with the S&M geese, please?
Well, now we have the hooligan geese show up, this is all a little bit more bearable. However, they do come with yet another subplot. Number 6, they can't decide amongst them whether to mess up the support of the wild dogs or the jungle kings.
Why wild dogs? I thought we were for the Jungle Kings. You guys are going into Area S, and if you're making one wrong move, I will eat you. You old dictator.
Nah, you tell him. Look at that idiot. Absolutely affronted.
Oh good, the musician subplot is about to be completed.
Hier zijn we met z'n allen, we hebben een fijne tijd. We gaan een beetje ballen, het wordt een mooie strijd. Geen geklaag, gemop.
Okay, they've settled on a song, clearly sung by the same voice actor. Not especially badly, to be honest. I mean, in context. But what's that in the background? Aside from the same tensiony drum beat track, I mean.
Maken veel plezier, en als er straks het fluitje klinkt, dan...
I think the voice on the top is singing in Dutch, but just underneath it, you can hear another language.
We gaan een beetje ballen, het wordt een mooie strijd.
Sounds like it might be a German song, so it's the original German recording. They didn't even bother re-recording the song. They didn't even bother taking out the German language one. They just sang another language on top. Again, I have to be impressed because that is shockingly bad.
Apparently, the song is about playing football and having a nice time together and being friends. Which is cute because we've seen many examples of the animals playing absolutely hating each other's guts, like literally trying to kill each other. The lion just threatened to murder the hooligan geese, and I don't think he was joking.
Ladies and gentlemen,
1, 2, 3. We are the biggest cheerleader. 4, 5, 6, 7. The Jungle Kings will play like heaven.
Okay, subplot number 5 resolved. The reason the pig wanted a secret outfit made by the goat was to dress as some horrifying cheerleaders.
Look, the screen switches from the kind of reasonably well-drawn and animated pigs to the ones that are an absolute affront to life itself. I wanted to give this cartoon the benefit of the doubt and say that maybe this is supposed to be 2 groups of cheerleaders on either side of the pitch. But it's not. They're meant to be the same group. So what, are they supposed to have just changed their clothes like that? Look, I know children are ignorant, but they're not stupid. You really thought that even very young children wouldn't notice that?
We won't see the wild dogs again.
Ah, good, another assault to our earlobes with another snippet from the original recording blasting through. I am so upset about the dogs suddenly wearing shorts and having front-bending knees that I'm not going to talk about it.
With number 7, Jacko, the attacker,
and with this extraordinary hat, it's...
Look, I know a puma or a panther or whatever it is running on its back legs wasn't going to be pretty, but I was not expecting that. I can't work out if this is a work of art or an insult to animation. Now we are going to start seeing some little nods to Disney's bed knobs and broomsticks. The first is that there is an elephant as a goalie. Then there's the crocodile, which uses its hands to bounce the ball. In Bedknobs it uses its tail, but I'm pretty sure they just couldn't animate the tail, so it's close enough. Then there's these vultures, which I'm pretty sure are meant to be these guys. I don't know if you thought it was too late in the film to add another subplot, but you would be wrong. Subplot number 7, the referee being a favouritist bastard. 100% letting Mr. Leggy Lad get away with pretending to attack a small child dog.
But that was a foul. Why did the referee blow his whistle? That's supposed to be a red card.
Absolutely brutal scenes.
Pass the ball, pass the ball. Foul, that was a foul.
God damn it, Greta, turn it down! My ear faces! Look at how the injured dog is being taken off the field. If he didn't have a spinal injury before, he's got one now. I'm starting to think that Greta is absolutely not qualified. Ah yeah, subplot number 4 resolved when Crummel has to come off substitution to replace the now probably paralysed from the neck down dog. Starting to struggle to keep track here, but okay. The ball is accidentally shot into the mouth of a pelican. Absolute plot progression scenes.
What was that?
Yeah, the voice actor tried to do an elephant trumpet sound. That is not what it sounded like. It also doesn't help the editing is so bad the sound comes after the elephant is even on the screen.
Who do you think you are, grabbing the ball like that? Well, it's not my fault that they shot the ball in my mouth.
Yeah, they should always ask permission first.
Ah, crap. So I missed another subplot where Butcher refused to save the ball because he was scared. So I guess that's subplot 7, but in the match he does save it, so that's resolved now. Let's just move on.
Yes? No! Albert's
Whoa, sorry, what was that? Was that a chicken? Was that a blind chicken? Is this another subplot that I've missed? It's got to be about 120 million of them by now.
Blind chicken that shows up for like half a second. What? Well, according to viewers of Louis' Twitch streams, Louis is this person, I don't know who he is, it's referring to a German saying that even a blind chicken finds a kernel of grain sometimes. Now what the heck that has to do with the context here is anybody's guess. It's obviously supposed to be a joke, but it makes no sense at all. In fact, I think if you're German, you're probably even more confused than someone who isn't. Ah, the dog that originally wasn't allowed to play scored the equalising goal. I'm sure this is meant to be a moral about something or other. I'm too exhausted to say.
Ladies and gentlemen, because there was no winner in this soccer match between the Jungle Kings and the Wild Dogs, I, the Lion King, decided there is gonna be a rematch. Strongest may win.
Don't worry, there's no sequel. Because believe me, I panicked when I heard that last line. But it's okay, you're safe. There is no Animal Soccer World 2.
Well, that's the end, pretty much. The dog and the lion muse about how they can be friends again, but there's going to be another match in 2 weeks.
But we still have 6 long weeks.
And that's it, there you go.
It's mind-bending because so much happened. And yet at the same time, absolutely nothing happened. I feel like I'm between dimensions or something. I feel like I'm stuck on the lip of darkness between night and day. That was awful. And yet kind of beautiful in the way that a painting of a penis by Van Gogh would be.
The terrible script, the terrible animation, the weird mix of kind of okay drawings with god-awful ones, the awful sound mixing, the random explosions of sound, the terrible lip syncing, the 1,000,001 subplots, the characters that are absolutely going to be your next sleep paralysis demon. You can't get worse than this. Well, you can. You can put it on a PlayStation 2 disc with a bunch of crappy games featuring this bullshit. I think these sold for about a tenner, which is way too much. I think I paid like a penny for mine. If anything, they should be paying people a tenner to buy it. And that doesn't even cover a third of one of my therapy sessions that I do absolutely need now, so thanks.
So that was the worst Dingo Pictures cartoon. Also kind of weirdly the best. I know that there are other famously awful Dingo Pictures cartoons, and if you want me to cover them, do say so in the comments. But I'm gonna need a little bit of a break after this one. Give me a few more sessions with my therapist and I'll be right with you. Thank you so much for watching. Please do like and subscribe. It really helps me out. You help me out just by watching it all. Thank you so much. I am now going to go and repeatedly hit my head against the wall in the hopes it will erase the memory of that crow man creature from my brain.